Well, today's Monday. Donna had that dreaded, I guess I did most of the dreading, shoulder surgery last Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll see the doctor a day early, and I'm pretty sure he's going to give us clearance then tomorrow to go on back to Yuma a day earlier than originally scheduled. Donna's doing remarkably well. Took the bandage off today. Pretty amazing. That incision is from about here on her shoulder for about, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches down. Literally stapled shut with little tiny staples. Obviously healing. Arms terribly bruised in some places, probably where they had to really pin back the muscles while they got in there and did the repair, putting in a new socket, putting a pipe, steel rod about, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches long, down into her arm with the ball on it. It's going to be pretty amazing. But most of all, I'm grateful that she seems to be doing quite well. I feared that surgery. Just had a terrible feeling about it. The first day after the surgery, she was a model child for how easy it is to have shoulder surgery and not have ill effects. Then the second morning I went in, and she had hurt herself in the night trying to reach the call button for the nurse when she was feeling pain. And then when they asked her, what's your level of pain? She said, I imagine 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. And they knocked her clear down with Percocet. And I believe then 4 hours later gave her another one. And when I went in, I was scared to death. It seemed like my premonitions were coming true all over the place. She looked like she was near death's door. Well, before the day was over, we got that straight. If we aren't able, either one of us, to handle heavy pain medications, go back to Tylenol. They did, and she's been doing very, very well since. We're at the Higdons. This marvelous pool in the background is just a part of an indication of the kind of a house and property that they have. They used to live across the street from us at Yuma when Tom was the band director at Crane Public Schools. They lived in a different community out here, I believe it was Santee, for a while, and they did a lot with that house. I think the band actually is a born contractor, maybe an architect. But at any rate, he has done marvelous things with the property at Santee, and now is doing, he's into the final stages of completely redoing this marvelous property up here on Mount Helix. Can't tell you how grateful we are to them that they'd opened their home to us. And the original idea, Don and I wanted to have her stay an extra night in the hospital and then have skilled nursing care and the beginning of the physical therapy. But she was doing well enough, they said, no, we can't justify doing that. We've been so lucky over the years to have good friends wherever we are. The Higdons just treat us like family. In fact, Karen told me, in a way, Donna's my second mom. Says a lot for Donna. She's that kind of lady. Years ago, when things went south on a job and we were in between, Joe and Mary Lee Cook took us into their home. A little later in that sequence, the Olsen Bailey, she was married at that time. Bill, my old hunting buddy, had died, and she remarried. And Mr. Bailey and Mrs. Olsen took us right into their home, helped us winter through a very bad time. Mildred Olsen and their son Rick has stayed in our home down at Alamosa to go to school down there, and he's like a son to us. And any time that he or his sister would need a place, I'm sure they know, just come. And Steve and Marcia Schuyler. Steve says that Donna's his sister. His parents were taking care of Donna's older brother Dale, who was 10 years older than her, on the night that she was born. So they go way back, and their home again is open to us anytime that we can get by. And of course they were family, but my folks, Donna was family almost from the time I met her, and her folks couldn't have treated me better. So even though they're family, they're great friends, and we've been so fortunate to have such strong support system over the years. And now we have it from our children and their children. And the way time is going, we might live long enough to have some of that from the grandchildren. Pretty scary to realize that we have a grandson that's, I believe, 14 years old, just before Halloween this year. Tomorrow we'll go back to Yuma, and it's cool enough here that, yes, I'm in my shirt sleeves now, but earlier this morning I had that jacket over there on because it was cool here in San Diego. But we'll be going home to Yuma. That's been hitting 90. One of the first things I'll do, probably not tomorrow evening, but the next day, the next morning, I'll probably get out and get the swamp cooler going. And as it is, Randy will go by tomorrow before we get there and turn the air conditioner on so that we're not taking Donna into a hot house where she'd be uncomfortable. Thank you, God, that surgery went well and that her recovery's going well. Thank you for Karen and Tom Higdon. And thank you for the Cooks, the Olsons, the Schuyler's, our families. We're blessed.